Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
This is a sort of special for the Calm Mind podcast. It's sort of an Angry Mind podcast type thing at the moment, just because we've been having tech issues. We really wanted to do a full episode live while Ron was over, but we are having so many tech issues today. So this will be uploaded to the Calm Mind podcast YouTube channel, which if you are here watching this live, make sure to click that link in the description to go and subscribe to the Calm Mind podcast. And if you're seeing this on the channel, subscribe. What are you doing? But this is going to be a little bit more the audio is not as good as we would like for a traditional podcast. This is more of a special, a sort of live Q&A.
We have a bot here. I banned this Zoid guy, and now he's back.
Whoa!
He's the one.
We've got robots.
Yeah, he's the one saying that we're mute.
We've got the robots in the chat.
Again?
Well, that's okay. So for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, we are responding to a live chat. I know probably many of you who are listening. And just thank you for supporting what we do. So, yeah, and if any of the moderators can help us out with this bot in chat, we'd be very, very grateful. Let's get into the good juice. So has anyone got any kind of questions for us? And yeah, this will be out on the channel, and we may revisit some of these things in a future Calm Mind, a proper podcast episode. But we may not. But I'll let you take the lead, man. How are you doing? Are you good?
I'm okay.
Welcome to my office.
Should I look at you? Because you're very close.
This is quite intense.
Or should I just look at the chat?
I think we should look at the chat and look at the live.
No, because you're looking at me. I'm like.
Well, we can look at each other from. Well, you can.
We'll look at each other.
Glance.
So I just keep making new accounts. How does it work? You know what's funny? So we talked about on the podcast one time about my nose, did we? If you look from one angle, this is my nose.
Okay.
And then because I broke it, it's very crooked. And then on the other angle, if you look at my nose, look in the screen.
Okay.
See, look how nice my nose is here. Oh, I mean, they're both nice. You should be proud of your nose. Everybody has different noses. But here my nose is straight down.
Uh-huh.
And then from this angle,
I see it.
It's more of a hook nose.
Now you've pointed it out, I see it.
It looks way bigger. And that's why I stream with the camera from this angle, or I record from the camera from this angle, just so you guys know.
Can I ask, how did you break your nose again?
I just fell on my nose.
You fell on it?
Yeah. And
Sorry,
we never fixed it. I don't think it was even broke, because I would have remembered a broken nose.
I just got this image of you just
yeah, it was just me as a 2-year-old.
Oh man. Is this the pre-show or the actual show?
This is the show.
This is the show.
This is not the Calm Mind podcast.
This is not the Calm Mind podcast.
The Calm Mind pod. This is the Calm Live podcast.
Calm Live Extra Angry.
This is not episode 18 or whatever. This is not the next episode.
This is not episode 18.
A special Calm Mind episode.
There will be no proper episode this week.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. Now we get content for that channel.
Yes.
But it's not an actual episode.
No.
Cool.
Which is nice, because to be honest, there's a lot of things I want to show you while you're here in the UK, and we like to put a lot of time into preparing the podcast and making it nice for everyone. And to be fair, we probably have already spent that time trying to get microphones working that we would have saved on the editing. But at least this way we get to. Once this is done, I can just cut, upload, and then we can just go on, and we're going on adventures. We're going to go places. Where are we going to go?
We're going to Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to Bath, which is where Circhester from Galar is based on. We're going to various towns like Cotswold.
The Cotswolds.
The Cotswolds.
Yeah. I've never actually been before.
So that's what the first, the starting towns and routes in Galar are based on. And then we're going to maybe go to Wales. If you guys watched Vinland Saga, I want to just pay respect to Askeladd, And then, what else?
I suppose you wanted to see London at night.
Oh yeah, we're
going back to London.
I already saw Central London, everything in Central London. We're gonna do that again, but at night.
Yeah, you want to see the lights. I've got a couple more places I could show you. We went to, we saw Waterloo, obviously, and the London Eye, Big Ben. You just sort of looked at it and went, Did you know it was Big Ben when you first saw it?
Of course, everybody knows Big Ben. What does that mean?
Someone said, maybe it was Prima-Diva. Someone said, looked at it and just went, I just thought it was a random clock tower. And I'm like, that's the Big Ben.
Oh, really?
Was that not you?
Definitely not me, no.
Someone looked at it and just went, oh, clock tower.
Yeah, but you weren't with Prima-Diva. She wasn't there when we were looking at
She looked at it across the river. She got the distance shot. But I showed you the close-up. You got to look up.
Yeah, I saw it. I took really good pictures. I didn't post any of them on Twitter because there's just so many. I don't know what to post on Twitter. I may make a thread, a vlog.
Of your time in the UK.
Not a vlog, a blog. I forgot the word blog, while knowing the word vlog, forgetting that vlog means a video blog.
Yeah. Who is Big Ben? It's the bell. Fruits pointed out, and that's a bit of trivia I gave you. I was like, this is my one bit of tourist info I can tell you. It's the bell. It's
everybody knows by now that the bell is Big Ben.
Okay. Well, I was excited.
Oh, no. I know. Never mind. I'm sorry. I thought it was the clock.
You thought it was the clock?
Yeah.
There you go.
Never mind.
It's all fresh as well. They've been preparing it for you. They've been polishing it. The gold is all very golden.
Yeah.
It went National History Museum. It was the coolest thing. You said the funniest thing when we went to the National History Museum. Given that Ron's come like specifically to sort of see British culture and stuff, he goes, well, we share the same natural history, so it's probably all
the same natural history.
And I thought that was great. I was like, then why are we even here? You know, then we went to the Science Museum and you're like, we share the same science. I was like, yeah,
physics
I guess.
Works in the other continent too.
Does it not work in a different way?
Yeah, it was mostly like a physics and like a mechanical engineering science museum. It wasn't like fluids.
Someone's asked, Ava's asked, did we meet Masuda?
Okay, I had the option but that was literally the day that Toby took me on a tour of London. I wasn't at the Excel at the day. But here's the thing. Originally, I didn't want to. I never really wanted to meet him. I don't want to meet my heroes, especially if I can't really say what I want to say to the guy. Because I can't speak Japanese and he can barely speak English. So what's the point? Like, what's the point of like not like finally being your quote unquote hero and not getting to say what you really want to say?
I saw him.
Wait, really?
Did I not say? I didn't tell you this. The next day, I should have texted him and been like, the next day, so on the Sunday, I went upstairs in the lift as you were, as we departed. And as I was leaving, he and his translator and it kind of came through.
Did you bow while you?
He was on his phone. He didn't even look at me.
Yeah, of course.
He was, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. What do I say? I don't know. I just walked past.
I know that he has a translator, but it's like still awkward.
Yeah, he had his translator and he had someone else there, and so he was like, being huddled. But I guess he was.
His translator was the Ishihara translator, though.
I guess.
Usually they have separate translators.
Oh, interesting. He's like.
No, I mean not live, like on the Pokemon Presents and stuff.
Translator, it was the guy who's like, he's quite iconic, like he always appears
Well,
next to
he's the
him.
one who people complained about his voice in the recent trailer. Like he was the voice of the professor, like, go explore Paldea.
People complained about this voice?
Yeah, everybody hated his voice acting. No, they complained about the mic that he was using.
Oh, okay.
And he's not an actor, he's just a translator. But that guy was the translator for Ishihara and Masuda, the guy who voiced the professor or the principal or whatever of the Paldea.
Yeah, the guy with the 6 Premier Balls, which is an interesting choice of Pokeball to go.
I actually saw his translator at Starbucks. I mean, you could have said, like, hi to the translator. The translator's already, like, a hero.
Yes. Yeah, I could have. I just thought... I wasn't in a good, really frame of mind for it. I was just I was not expecting Masuda and his team coming in the elevator as I was going out. Even though I knew they were in the building, I just wasn't ready for it. And so I just walked past them and kind of went... Oh, that's cool.
I would have said like whoa, and it would have been even weirder.
Yeah, because that's what I don't want is then for me to go like, oh my god, and then they look up, and then I'm just like, hi, hello. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't want to interact with him at all because what if it's just disappointing? Like, what if I bow down to him and then he just doesn't do anything? He just ignores me. That would ruin my life. So it's like, what's the point?
I met someone who I had met previously, who's like the head of. Pokemon like Europe basically, and I don't think they're like a public facing person, I don't know, but I'd met them and again, and I had met them before and I didn't realise, but I sort of recognised and I nodded and they sort of went, hello, and they seemed to remember me, which was really wild, and then we did this kind of moment where obviously he's a Japanese man, I guess what you do in Japan is you bow. I should have got a sort of quick education or educate myself quickly on like what the custom is to do. Is it you're supposed to bow? Because I went for a handshake and we sort of did this handshake bow and we kind of combined the two.
England, it's...
I just didn't know whether I did it right or wrong, basically.
Oh, I don't know.
He seemed to not mind, but like I didn't.
He's in a place where people handshake.
Yeah, I guess.
I am aware that there's no voice acting in the game, but in the trailer, I said the voice actor in the trailer.
Right. It was interesting that they chose to do that, to have a kind of voice acted trailer, given that there's specifically not. Maybe it was their way of letting people know. Because there's not going to be.
How would they even announce all the things that they said? All the things that the professor said, how would they convey it in the trailer?
Well, normally they do it like not from a character point of view, right? Normally it's just like a disembodied voice, like this summer.
Yeah, but I guess they wanted to introduce the
region.
Handshakes do happen in Japan as well.
Okay, but then that's all right. Then. That's all right. I should have spent some time Googling, knowing that there were going to be Pokemon officials there. I should have spent some time.
Yeah, but they're literally rich CEOs. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
They know about other cultures. And even, Western culture is the most famous kind of culture. People know what handshakes are.
That's true. This is true.
Maybe next games will have voice acting. They like to hint things. I think the next games will have, like, next generation will have voice acting.
Yeah, I think that could be, like, even if it's just like Pokemon Master style, I think we'll see something.
Are we out of focus or everything's good?
No, we're good. That's just the quality of the live stream.
How do you feel about Scarlet and Violet so far, though?
I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited, and I'm not excited. Like I feel like there's more reason to be excited than ever before as well. Yeah. I'm genuinely quite like someone was. I did a little bit for Commonwealth Realm. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
He came up to me. He said, "Toby, I just want to get a quick clip of you saying why you think Scarlet and Violet are going to be the best games ever, Pokemon games ever." Okay. I literally on the spot was able to like give a whole bunch of reasons, but the chief reason really is just player choice. These are games where you decide which direction you want to leave the main town. You have 3 strands of story, and what that means is while everyone's first playthrough will be similar but slightly different.
Yeah.
By the time these games are like a month or so old, I think the options for like what kind of run through you want to go on, like everyone will know like this is a more challenging run through, this is the most challenging run through, this is the least challenging run through. Not just gym order, but like also combining in the other strands of the stories. And I think that's going to be really, really cool.
It's going to be the most replayable Pokemon game.
Yeah.
I am literally, I think this is going to be my favorite Pokemon game, probably. The only thing I guess I'm not as excited is like the art style in battle. I think I prefer the art style during battle of Sword and Shield. I've always have, like since the beginning, I always thought the battles look really good in Sword and Shield. Like especially looking at in worlds, like seeing, I like this, I guess it's cel shaded.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know unless I saw how they rendered.
I was going to ask, what do you mean by the art style?
I like the outline. I don't like how the contrast of the lighting in Scarlet and Violet. Like all the shadows are completely dark, and they're not natural. Because in real life, especially outside, shadows aren't black.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, sure.
So unless the sky was black, if the sky is blue, shadows are a little, blue. Whatever's bouncing off you get some light off of that. Some if there's grass, sometimes parts of the shadow is green. So it's like. But all the shadows are black, especially on the Pokemon themselves. It looks kind of muddy. Well, that's not the case in the Sword and Shield.
No, I feel that. I think with Sword and Shield, my main issue was that it didn't lean far enough into a specific art style. Like, it felt like it wasn't dramatic enough. Like, if it was going for cell shading, I think they could have gone a lot further that way. If it was going for realism, they could have...
I think it literally looked like Pokemon. It looked like what Pokemon was always, like, I guess, what's it called?
Progressing towards,
yeah. Like it looked like the natural next step from Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Because it was literally Sun and Moon.
Yes, it was.
So then it literally looks like Pokemon to me. That was the Pokemon art style.
But I've felt that for the last several generations that Pokemon hasn't, like since X and Y, since the transition to 3D, like I felt that these models and these, textures and animations and art styles are all very like bog standard. I think after sprites we lost a level of I guess art direction. I don't know.
No, because look here's how you can tell you can notice the art direction. For example, obviously the towns are way better in Sword and Shield than the routes, for example. So you can notice the art direction in the towns. But also compare the original wild area to the DLC wild area, which is like the entire DLC.
Yeah.
You can tell that there was actual concept art made for the DLC wild area, actual art style, actual like, a lot of texture on the grass. Like it wasn't just grass. It was like there was, you fall in.
I'm not saying the whole game. I'm saying the Pokemon specifically.
Oh, the Pokemon.
But like they feel very like. I think the lack of personality that you get in some.
But that's the animation. That's the animation. That's not the poses. That's not the actual model.
But then you see, like, when I see Pokemon in other games, so like in Smash Bros, in New Pokemon Snap, heck, even like Cafe
That's just a different
Mix.
art direction.
Even Cafe Mix.
Yeah, but for example,
the
Pokemon Snap is the most similar to Scarlet and Violet, but they did the shadows way better there.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, I would be totally fine with Scarlet and Violet. And I actually did like the trainers in Pokemon Snap. Apparently,
same.
A lot of people didn't. I don't know, because they weren't praising the ones in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I just feel like it's yes, it is the natural progression. I get that, but like, it's not doing a lot for me. I guess that's what I'm sort of saying. It's just not. It's just like very bog stand, and I think there are other good examples of 3D Pokemon, or even 2D Pokemon, where I think there's like, wow, that. I don't know. It really energizes me and makes me interested to play. I think if we could get to a world, and it looks like Scarlet Violet is the next step towards that. If we could get to a world by Gen 10 where like the main game looks entirely like Pokemon Snap the whole way through, or like the texture quality of Smash Bros.
That's.
Could you imagine? I just think that would be incredible.
I think they really did. They noticeably stepped up their textures.
They have.
And like more than I thought they would. I did not know they were. I didn't think they were going to make a whole generation where all the Pokemon had textures.
Yeah. It's cool. It's really cool. It was one of the most, like, genuinely, one of the things that got me the most excited with that first trailer was the Seviper. Just seeing the Seviper with the scales.
But then when you get a new Pokemon revealed, like Cyclizar, it's hard to see it in the Pokemon style until you see the Sugimori art, for example. Like, in-game, it doesn't look like a Pokemon to me because I've never seen it in the Sugimori art style until I saw it in the Sugimori art style.
What do you think of Cyclizar?
I love it. I really, like, that's the Pokemon for me. I mean, I like green lizards, I guess, in Pokemon. Yeah. But it also makes sense to me. I thought I wanted either a present Pokemon. It could be a representation of the present, or just a pre-evolution, something to bind both of the legendaries. And it's exactly what I thought it would be.
I'm having a lot of people. Well, some people are going like, "Oh yeah, this is like a Cosmog Solgaleo Lunala situation." Other people are suggesting that no, this is something else, and it's more like
you never know.
This is the present version, and there's like a past and future.
It could, but then why is it way smaller?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see, it feels like a pre-evolution. It still feels too much like a pre-evolution to me.
Why not?
I think it's just a pre-evolution that in Scarlet evolves one way and Violet evolves another, but that's, and I'm sure there'll be like a lore.
Wait, yeah, maybe you just get Cyclizar in the beginning, and then it evolves.
Yeah.
And then gains even more like HMs, and then...
That's what I reckon. That's what I'm thinking.
Wait, I think you get Cyclizar, and then you can only just ride it.
Yep.
And maybe, I don't know, do some of the HMs.
The question
but then it evolves, and then you can fly and surf.
Yep. And then the question is just like, how far into the game? Like, is there a certain amount of badges? Is there a certain amount of
probably like 5
areas unlocked, or like, because I think previous trailers had us believing that Koraidon and Miraidon would be on our team from the beginning. This is their way of saying, yeah, it will be, but it won't be Koraidon and Miraidon. It will be Cyclizar, and then at some point it will transition into,
I feel like it's going to be given some kind of special power to evolve, maybe one of the storylines. Yeah, it's definitely not going to evolve through battle, because I don't think it's going to be on your team.
No. I agree. I think the idea is based on the website description that Cyclizar is on... It's popular in lots of houses throughout the region, is that lots of people have this Pokemon, but it will only be you, for some reason, that can transition it into a Miraidon or a Koraidon.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of the idea.
It says on the website that people in the region ride Cyclizar, so I don't think that it evolves into them. It's just the Pokemon regular people have.
I still think that means it evolves.
Yeah, I think just the protagonist is the chosen one.
The protagonist is special. You'll be special for some reason. Yeah. It's difficult. I want to talk more about worlds, but obviously I assume you want to save that for the podcast. The next podcast episode.
There's a lot more to
But generally, good time?
Worlds, yeah. Positive experience. It changed my life. Obviously, there's a lot of negatives, but that's just because I'm out of my comfort zone.
It was true.
But all of them, it was conducive for a positive experience.
Oh, good. Cool. That's what we look for.
If you have any specific questions about Worlds, I'll choose to answer them or not, because there are some things I would rather talk about in the podcast episode.
Yeah.
This is technically the podcast, but not the episode. This is the live stream? I don't know.
Yeah. We've just had for those of you who are watching the video, we've just had a sort of live chat, super chat from Lucas Gates. Thank you so much. Since Gen 9 takes place in... I didn't realize you were reading.
Since
Gen 9 takes place in Paldea, based on the Iberian Peninsula. What real-world location other than your own fan-made regions would you like to see adapted into the Pokemon world? You would like Canada. Of course you would.
We know you like.
We know you'd like Canada.
Australia.
Egypt. Africa.
Yeah. Oh wait, I only would have thought wanted Australia because I wanted like an open region, an open world. But we already got that. So yeah, I'd rather like the Middle East. But I've already did the Middle East, so I can't answer that. You can answer that. I want India.
Is this the question?
No.
Oh, okay.
Chen Drawer, if you didn't know, we already collab every week on the Combine Podcast.
We have a podcast?
Not anymore.
Not this week. But there are, in the description of this, if you are watching this live on YouTube, there is a link to the Carmine Podcast. And if you're listening to this, watching this video on the Carmine Podcast YouTube channel, and you haven't hit subscribed, if you haven't hit the subscribed button, what are you doing? You should get on that.
Either you're attempting to go to Yokohama next year. Only if Pokemon pays for everything, which they won't. There were some people I think they paid for everything. I don't know.
There were a couple people that I think were invited from abroad that were treated very, very well.
Wait.
I was also treated very well.
I mean, yeah, I was invited, but I wasn't. They didn't pay. They paid for my ticket, but not for my plane ticket or my hotel. I think there were like 2 or 3 people that they did.
Yeah, they did that for. But yeah, no, I will be.
And not people that you think, not like the huge ones, but the ones that are partners with them, like the ones that already have been partners for a long time.
Yeah, no, I will be. I'm very like 90% sure, 95% sure it's not gonna happen.
Did you go to the UK? Yeah. What is this bot?
Did you go to the UK? Did you?
No.
Did you really even go?
Toby came to America.
Yeah, we're in New York right now. I bought my office.
Who's this Zoid? Giga. What's your favorite dark type Pokemon? What is your favorite?
Someone really wants to know.
Yeah.
What is my favorite dark type Pokemon? You see, now I gotta think of every dark type Pokemon to like answer this in
Mine is Malamar,
Really?
but that may be my favorite psychic type Pokemon. If it's not, then it's probably Absol. Or Pangoro, but that may be my favorite fighting type. I don't know. The dual type Pokemon, I don't remember if that was my favorite of which type. You know what I'm saying?
I'm Googling dark Pokemon to make a decision. And no one is jumping out to me. Oh, Crocodile! Crocodile's brilliant. I love Crocodile.
Yeah, Crocodile's awesome.
Okay, cool. There you go. That's easy. No one's jumping out to... Oh, Crocodile. Yeah, I love Crocodile.
I love Grimmsnarl.
Yeah,
I just think Malamar does the evilness better than any other Pokemon.
You know, it's got a cool, if I remember rightly, it's got a cool Pokedex entry in Sword and Shield that talks about how it once, like manipulated the mind of a ruler or something.
Oh, yeah.
To, like, change history. And I'm like, oh, I want to hear that story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's a couple like that. There's one that, like, Sylveon's Dex entry talks about how it slayed a dragon in Galar, and Aggron talks about how its helmet was once worn by an ancient Galarian king. And I'm like, where are more of these stories? Like, I want to know. I want to know the history. You know?
Huh? I don't know.
Isn't it based on the Mind Flayer? Oh, I think it might be actually.
Perhaps.
It was nice to meet you.
It's based on the vampire squid.
Yeah. It was nice to meet you at Worlds Pragmagic. It was very nice to meet you.
Historical fiction Pokemon series win. Galar has so much potential. Yeah, every region has so much potential. I mean, I don't think there's any region that lived up to its potential.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's always
wrong
more you could do. I mean, Unova, like, they've really got everything out of that, didn't they? You don't think?
I'm trying to think. Well, it is my favorite region, but I'm trying to think if there is like off one. I guess if it didn't have HMs.
Yeah.
I'm playing Black and White 2 right now. Again, still my favorite Pokemon game, but I had to play with Pokemon I didn't 100% want because of HMs.
Fair enough. Oh my.
It's worse than Sinnoh, obviously, but that's just why the Gen 4 and 5 didn't live up to their potential.
That makes sense. How are you finding my office?
Everything's awesome except for the spider in the corner that Toby refuses to kill.
I didn't know that was there.
But we'll talk about that.
You didn't
later.
point that out.
I pointed it out at least 5 times.
You did not. I would have got it for you.
Wait, are you kidding right now?
You haven't pointed it out.
Are you kidding right now? I pointed it out. It was the first thing I said.
I would have dealt with that.
It's dead, by the way, so that's why I'm kind of okay with it. But it's like it's really like a scary looking spider. If that was alive, that would be annoying.
I would. Okay. Do you want me to get rid of it?
Not now during.
I can get rid of it.
No, it's fine. Not during the stream. But do it after the stream.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We will talk about Toby's stance on spiders next episode. What's crazy is that next episode we'll talk about both of our phobias.
Do you know what? I actually probably am okay to talk about the spider thing.
Yeah, but it's a really good thing for the actual podcast episode.
I guess. All right. Okay.
It's funny that we're going to be talking about both of our phobias. Like, both of our phobias came up this weekend. Or, like, this
is true.
This trip.
This is true.
Like, both our phobias affected the other this trip.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And what sucks is that we talked about our phobias in depth in the Lost pilot episode.
Oh yeah, so actually this is we should definitely save it because like oh man, next episode is gonna be great.
Let me write it down.
Because your phobia is obviously spiders. Mine is talking to you, so that came up a lot. I just get scared. I get nervous. I get like jitters. I get like kind of like stage fright, but there's a little bit of excitement as well.
Yeah.
It's like a little
He doesn't like talking to girls.
I
have
Phoebe.
I have a surprise for you guys.
I like to go to Phoebe. We'll hang out.
Nah, he abuses Phoebe.
Okay, we are live right now, so I just wanted before you get me cancelled and ruin
Honestly,
my career.
I think my favorite couple this year. Yeah, I love
Who
them.
are we up against from last year?
Well, I mean, my brother and his girlfriend I like a lot.
Oh yeah, but they're rubbish. They're rubbish.
But you don't know them.
Yeah, I know, but they're rubbish. So, like, you know, just in case your brother.
Oh, wait a minute. Sophie and Liam, though. Sophie and Liam.
Okay, they're all right. They're fine. They're quite cute. They are sweet.
I love. Oh, and Glitch and V too. We have so many awesome couples.
Yeah.
Glitch and V are the best.
They're lovely. They're really genuinely just adore them. The energy was great at Worlds. That was one of the nicest thing I think at Worlds was seeing just all the different people that like we don't normally get to speak to and just vibing off of that energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good people.
But again, we're going to talk about it in the actual episode. Ron, you met any cuties in London? I mean, yeah, technically. Oh, no.
I'm right here.
I mean, yeah. What's funny, I told Toby when we walked into the museum, for some reason, all the hot women were in the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just, the women on the street are averagely hot, just like anywhere else. But then we walked into the museum, and for some reason, like, everybody was just
wow. Just the attractive.
A rank higher. Like, the average of ranking of all the attractiveness of the women.
Okay, all right.
Not of the women themselves, of their attractiveness. Obviously, their value does not come from their attractiveness.
I don't know. It sounds like you just said. I know how I read that. No, yeah, but you just, you did. You went into the library.
The point is, go to the museum.
The library, the museum. Yeah, you went to the museum and you're just like, what's really attractive here?
Yeah, what was up?
Yeah. And Prima Diva confirms paleontology makes women hot. It's true. It's true.
It does.
Yeah.
But also...
You also said that all the ladies here are taller.
No, I said that all the tallest people I've ever seen, I've seen on this trip. So mostly men. But, like, I've seen, like, the most, like, freakishly tall people. Again, not as a negative, but as in, like, whoa. Like, that, like, it's, like, unusually tall. All of the unusually tall people I've seen here. Like, more than 3 in this trip.
The movie Night at the Museum is taking a different spin.
Huh? Oh.
Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
With
that was a very
good movie.
Nostalgic movie for me.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch it after going to the museum on like a field trip with your school, and then you come back to the school at night?
Don't think I... Oh, no, I did once as a kid. I went on a field trip to a museum, which was the Natural History Museum. I think, as a kid. But yeah.
Cool.
Have you been to a museum field trip?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. It's probably like one of my favorite memories, honestly. The school field trips are the best. Oh my God, just getting to come home later.
After looking at all those hot women in the museum.
Yeah.
When you were 10.
Museum gift shops.
True.
Gift shops as a kid, the best.
I'm so, like, sweaty and hot because of the lights in here.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It is hot.
This is what I live with.
Oh, yeah, the museum. Okay, so again, if you don't know, in England, there is no AC in most places because it's not usually hot, but this is the hottest year on record. But I thought there was going to be some AC in the museum, but there wasn't.
Yeah, welcome there.
In both, we went to 2 museums. Both museums did not have air conditioning. What's the temperature there now? I don't know.
What, in the museum? let me just check. Let me just check my. Oh yeah. I've always got the temperature of the National History Museum ready to go.
I love hearing all this museum talk. Thank you for validating my career. You're welcome.
Museum was fun. I really enjoy. There's the wing of the national, the wing with all the birds, the stuffed birds in it, and then there's the like sea mammal skeletons. And I love it. I think it's fascinating to look at. The birds are really cool because they're so big, and I don't think you realize like how huge birds can get.
Oh yeah, I did not know dodos. I mean, dodos were the only ones that were not real there. I mean, they weren't. I mean, they existed, but they were not real stuffed dodos. They're way bigger than I thought they were. Mm-hmm. And then something was smaller than I thought it was. I don't remember.
Was it the giant sloth?
No.
Smaller than you thought. Yeah. Who's at whom's place right now? That really feels like you don't watch any of our videos. Yeah. You know? It really feels like fair enough. If this is your first one, hi. I'm not even going to answer.
Your viewers are weird, Toby.
My views?
Your viewers.
Oh, my viewers. Hey! Don't talk to them like that on my
Weird is good. Weird is good.
Oh, in that case, keep talking to them like that.
Y'all are so weird. Who or whom?
Whom?
Depends on what the context.
Whom me.
What?
Whom.
Bro, you can just tell when someone just doesn't pay attention. Yeah, that's how it is. Carmine is in general has weird viewers. Honestly,
I hope so.
I guess, yeah. What's the difference?
What's that? That's SpongeBob.
Oh, we found out that Toby does not know many SpongeBob references. He's watched the episodes, but he didn't know that a lot of these memes existed.
So, okay, my relationship to SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, all of that stuff, is it is a show. They're shows that I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
If you say the words, I'm going to go, wait, I know that. What's that from? But then you're going to tell me, dude, this is such a big meme. This is a big part of pop culture. And I'm just like, oh, it's from the SpongeBob episode. Like, and that's it. That's like my relationship to it. But then you're just like, dude,
are you're
like, what? Where have you been?
Are you saying that you're right?
No, no one's right.
No, I am right in this. No, it's weird that you've been online for this long and don't know that SpongeBob is like the most meme thing. And that all these references, all these quotes are like, people know them. Even my mom, everybody's mom knows them.
My mom doesn't know them. So I don't know about everyone's mom. I don't know. I know them as jokes from the SpongeBob episodes, not as things that have gone on to take a life of their own as memes.
I didn't say anything because I was about to insult your mom, but that was dumb.
That would be really yeah. We're on her turf right now. I'll call her up.
Oh my god! Not literally everybody's mom knows them. Oh my god.
I don't know.
SpongeBob is like a millennial pastime at this point. It literally is. I'm on this dating app. Every other girl is like on her profile is that like she like shares SpongeBob memes. Like that's one of her interests. Like SpongeBob memes.
Dating's changed. Dating's changed since I was last doing it.
Did you just meet Toby's mom? Did you meet Toby's mom yet? No.
No, you spoke to her on the phone.
I spoke to her on the phone, and then he spoke on the phone with my mom.
Yeah.
Getting used to the metric system, Ron? Not really. I don't need to. What's the thing that I need to use the metric system for? Here?
You were confused that we use miles.
Yeah, apparently they use miles here.
Yeah, miles per hour. Yeah.
It's all me and my siblings know how to bond is to quote SpongeBob and Back into the Future. I mean, it's true. Me too. Not Back to the Future. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but mostly SpongeBob. Like, sometimes Fairly Odd Parents too. Like, but it's a long quote. I can't remember it. But the quote that Timmy's dad says before barging into his room.
If I had one.
I do say if I had one. Sometimes.
This is where I put the thing. If I had one.
Whenever I walk into my brother or sister's room and they're just doing something stupid, or like it looks like they're doing something stupid, I'm like, hey, you just blowing from Stupid Town, and that's it.
I don't know.
And you don't remember. You see, he doesn't remember that.
I remember Doug Dimmadome. Doug.
But when do you reference that? Like Like that's the whole thing. That SpongeBob quotes, you can literally just say them to people in actual situations.
I'd have conversations with people. And I'm old school. I don't use memes to communicate with people, and it makes me no fun. It makes me like.
I'm talking about like to my people who I'm really close to. I don't just say random SpongeBob references to strangers.
The thing is, and this is where it's amazing with Phoebe, and you can tell that Phoebe is like has to put up with me, is that we'll have conversations in normal human speak like that I do, and then she has friendships with even friends of mine, and they'll just be memeing all the time, and I'm just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You are speaking another language. I have no clue. How have I become out of touch? I don't understand it. I
get it.
I'm a YouTuber. How have I become out of touch?
I get it when you're referencing like TikTok memes, because those are literally like actions. They're not like just a quote. Like Vine and just general pop culture, people have been just quoting things since the beginning of media. So that's not a new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like people have been sharing quotes from their favorite show since the beginning. Cool.
That's all right. Just leave it. It's okay. Oh.
As someone dating someone a few years younger, I relate to that. There you go.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
I'm not alone.
What is your opinion on Lola? I love it.
I love it.
Oh, someone said that my New York accent comes out when I say stupid. Well, when I use it naturally, I like that's stupid.
He's walking here.
Toby has been saying that every day for the last week.
He's walking here.
And by the way, I'm here because I was at the Pokemon World Championships in London, like a lot of Pokemon YouTubers, and now I'm staying at Toby's for a week.
He walked here. He didn't. We drove. That was a lie.
Wait, True Green lives in England? Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Now you will.
I would never honestly live in England.
No. You were saying that your traveling is like has reminded you just how much you love your home.
All the small accumulations of just differences is mind-boggling. Because you like it's still a place. It's a normal place. It's England. It's really similar to America. But then everywhere you look, there's just something a bit different, and it just annoys you a bit. It makes you like, I just want to be at home. I'm tired of seeing things that are different. But also, it's mostly just I think it made me feel more attached to my family and grateful for the fact that I can constantly see them and just get like emotional support from family whenever, like for my entire life now. I can always have emotional support from my family, and that's so cool. That's just like I'm grateful for that.
It's lovely.
I'm very privileged.
Did you call them to tell them that?
I'll tell them when I come back home.
Should.
I'm not gonna now cry to them on the phone, but I talk to them every day. But I'm not gonna be sentimental on the phone because that sounds like I'm a baby.
That's okay. Your mom and dad would love.
I'm gonna do it in person.
But what if you don't bring it back?
If you're like, I guess. But if you're like on the phone saying, I realize how much I love you now when I'm away and whatever, and you start crying. No,
that's vulnerable and nice.
Yeah, but there's a time and place to be vulnerable. That's not the time and place to do that. I'd rather do it in person with actual people.
Okay, all right.
Like I'm not dunking on being vulnerable. I'm dunking on being vulnerable at a time you shouldn't.
Oh, you can always be vulnerable.
No. What if you're in the middle of the ocean? You're in the middle of the ocean, or you're not going to stop crying.
If you're in the middle of the ocean, don't call your parents. Call emergency services. Mom, just I love you.
Like I'm the number one person to be against like toxic masculinity, but like sometimes you gotta suck it up.
Whoa.
Like 10% of the time. 10% of the time you gotta suck it up.
10% of the time.
Because what if I did cry here? I don't know, for some reason. Again, I'm not in the mood to cry, but like, what if I did cry here? Now I set the precedent that every time I travel, I'm gonna cry. Like
no.
Like it's like now it's a possibility. I'd rather like have a good experience, and when I come back, be like, wow, I handled that really well, and now I'll have more confidence next time I go. Instead of being like, oh, now I'm gonna go there again. I'm gonna go travel again, and next time I travel, I'm gonna be emotional again. It's like
I think the disconnect is seeing emotional as a negative thing to do. I'm personally trying to see it, even like. What
do you mean? I'm sad that I'm not around my family.
But that's a nice thing. That's an expression of love, right? That's an expression of like.
But why not do that in front of my loved ones.
You can do that as well.
Why do that alone when I'm alone by myself? Nah,
Why time it? Why not just feel it when you feel it?
I feel it, but I don't have to cry now.
Okay, then don't cry.
I'm not.
Well, that's great. I'll make you cry.
Yeah, the middle of the ocean is where you would be vulnerable, but you shouldn't resolve to be vulnerable at that time.
No.
You should be like, let me try to save my life. Let me swim a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I don't want to give up in the
middle of the ocean. I'm going to swim a little bit. You get 5 meters to the right and you get done.
Yeah, you should feel. I'm not going to repress my feelings, but I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to now start crying when I'm away. I'd rather cry when I can hug my family.
Can I call you?
I'm not going to hug Toby.
Can I call your family
when I'm crying about missing my family?
Can I call your family and cry?
If you want.
Yeah, because then I can. Because I want to, let them know how nice it is to have you here.
Like, why'd you make Ron cry, Toby?
Why'd you make him cry live? Hey, how long? Not to mind. This is whatever. Just how long? What do you reckon?
15 more minutes.
15 more minutes. Yeah. Okay. We can do that.
You still have 3 more episodes of that's like an hour of Fullmetal Alchemist in you?
Oh, we'll get through that tonight. Yeah.
Nice. We started Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood with Toby. I've seen it a billion times, but I started watching with Toby now for the first time. And he saw the Nina episode.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw it coming. I did see it coming.
Yeah, don't spoil it for people who haven't.
Point out. Sorry, but
wait, no, you didn't see the Nina part coming.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you physically reacted to it.
The moment, yeah, because it's still shocking. It's still
shocking, yeah.
It was sort of like I worked out like a fraction of a second before it happened, and then it was like, yeah, that makes sense. Logical conclusion from where we just were.
Elite Trainer Kenway, that makes sense. I would cry too in that situation. Big brother.
Aw, sweet.
Yeah, so we're going to continue, try to get halfway through the first arc.
Yeah.
And then finish.
We're gonna do the whole first season while we're here. Like, I have no doubt. It's not hard to watch. It's nice to watch.
Cool.
It's good to watch.
Yeah, because I've watched it so many times that I don't know if this is entertaining anymore. Like, I don't know if it's is this exciting? Because I already know what's happening every single second.
I'm not excited. The stuff with the episode we were just talking about, that was the first moment that I kind of went, ooh, what else is this show gonna have in store?
Episode 4,
episode 4, yeah. So that's the first moment that I've been like, what else is this gonna have? Because that was messed up and that's kind of cool, and I want to know does it go that way often? I'm excited to just find out. And
did you not think, for example, the dead body that they created?
It was also cool, but very brief. But it's cool. I thought the stuff with there is a character who's has only appeared in one scene so far.
One scene.
When he's, I don't want to know if I want to spoil, but
say what he looks like.
They're literally just a white character with black dots around them.
Yeah.
A truth. Okay, cool. Yeah, really, really cool. I really like.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool imagery. You'll see a lot of freaky imagery and things that are wow, that's original and unique design.
I can tell that. How old is the animation on this one?
This is from 2009, and it still holds up, honestly.
Yeah, it's still holding up. It's definitely feeling a little bit dated, but I'm not bothered by it. I'm just we also watched something we probably won't talk about on the podcast. Is we just both watched the first episode of House of the Dragon.
How much do you want to talk about on the podcast?
We probably won't.
It's one episode.
No, that's what I'm saying. We won't. Did I say we will talk about it?
Yeah, you said.
I mean, we won't talk about it. We won't talk about it in the podcast. It's House of the Dragon, and given that Game of Thrones was something I hyped to holy heck, I really enjoying this. I'm okay.
It was very.
This is a solid start to something new.
I was nervous the first 10 minutes. I'm not attached to these characters. I mean, it's been 10 minutes.
Of course.
But then by the end, I really liked the king.
Yeah. It's a weird one because Game of Thrones is the kind of shit when I first watched Game of Thrones, there's 50 characters in the first season and they're all sort of relatively main plot points, and you just sit there going sneaky guy, best who's this guy, who's that guy, and you do that with everyone.
Yeah, obviously no spoilers.
Yeah. With House of the Dragon, I think they throw a few less characters with you at the beginning, just enough where I feel even though there probably are still somewhere between I don't know 7 and 10 principal cast that I'm looking at, I'm sort of okay, I know your relationship to you, that's why this dynamic.
Well, they're all the same family. This is the House of the Dragons.
It is the House of the Dragons.
I wish there were more houses. I'm getting one character of other houses, but
I'm already really interested in the Hand of the King. this.
I like
Something's happening with him. I think he's.
The characters are.
I think he's going to be like our new Littlefinger.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
I think so.
I think he's relatively more respectable than Littlefinger. Why would they have two Hand of the Kings? Wait, was he Hand of the King?
No,
he was Coin Master.
He's the Master Coin.
But like, it's like really similar. They're not going to do the same exact thing. I think.
No. But I think like all I'm saying is I think that on the surface he's appearing as like a really good guy. But I think he's got underlying motives because there were two things, but I won't spoil.
I don't know if this counts as spoiler already, so let's not talk about it. Shuiko,
I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for the super chat. Have you ever thought about quitting YouTube?
I mean, it's the same way I've thought of jumping over a cliff. Like when you're near a cliff, you're like, "Whoa, what if I jumped?" Same thing.
Right. I've given it more serious thought.
No, yeah, okay.
I've definitely engaged with the idea a little bit. In fact, I was thinking not about doing it today, but I was thinking about what that would be like and what that future would be today. The therapy session, and part of that, is, hey, what's your life without Birdkeepertoby? And like part of that naturally comes with a level of reflection on, what is my life without Birdkeepertoby? Who am I outside of this? And will there be a time to leave this behind? Which I think that probably will be eventually. Actually, in my mind, it's happening within the next kind of like.
Why can some people just not hear? How does that work? Did you press the mute button?
No. That's gonna be there.
No, I'm saying like them. Like how do you have an individual experience like that? It's crazy.
Yeah.
I respect the realness of. Wait, what are we talking about?
Someone said in chat, Naturia, don't follow this guy, I'm assuming they mean me or us, basically put me on a timeout for asking why Cynthia is in the recent anime episode, stated it would be in her last Pokemon battle before retiring. They keep ignoring the question. This is the first time I've seen this question.
What are you talking about?
So I have no idea what they're talking about. I have genuinely no clue. Why in the recent anime
the YouTube
episode,
quitting. Yeah, it's definitely realer for you.
They basically put me on a timeout. Well, I haven't put anyone on a timeout, so I don't know what you're talking about. Why Cynthia is in the recent anime episode stated... I don't even know what the question was. So that was the one time I saw it, and that was the one time that I have no idea what you're asking. Sorry. Person was timed out for spamming earlier. Oh, there you go. The mod was stopping you from spamming.
It was a mod, and for good reason.
If you were spamming regularly, it's, that's like the mods are going to do that. So sorry, personally, there's not a big anime watcher anyway. Like I don't really have much of an opinion on what happens in the anime or what's going to happen in the anime. Occasionally I engage with it though. Like I'll follow what's happening on Cerebi or on Twitter, and I'll watch a couple of episodes.
I mean, since I follow him on Twitter, I get all the news. I mean, I also follow a lot of people who watch the anime, so I know everything that happens in the anime.
Yeah.
Except for the actual plot. I know the story. I don't know the plot. Do you guys know the difference between plot and story?
You know the story, you don't know the plot. Go on, what's the difference between story and plot?
The story is all the details within the plot. The plot, so like the characters, the things that happen, the backstory.
Okay, so the plot is more overarching.
The plot is literally the order of everything that happens, the actual things that you see on screen or written down, like all the things that are the actual like what's the story of Pokemon? You go and catch Pokemon and become the champion. But what's the plot of Pokemon?
Oh, okay.
Of Ruby, then I will say the actual order of the things that Team Magma does and how you thwart the plans of Team Magma in order.
I would have thought it's the other way around. I would have thought that's the story.
Yeah, the plot is the arc. The story is what happens. The plot is the arc.
Okay, sure, right.
So I know that, these battles take place and what happens in the anime, but I don't know the actual progression. I don't know, like, the arcs that people go through.
Opinions on Champion Alder. I liked Alder.
Alder as a character I really liked. As a champion,
we didn't really get a battle in the first time.
I wish he was pure bug type.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. All the cool Unova bug types. That
would have been very cool. Yeah.
Part of the summary of the story. There you go, Ron. I guess that's.
There you go. Yeah.
But I guess.
How do you like the house?
The house itself is a cool house. It's the things that are in the corners of the houses.
Those things aside, I spent a lot of time on the house.
Toby knows how to... The core of his office is really good.
Thanks.
Really well done. And also other places.
Did you just re-review the corners? I noticed like literally every room you go in, you're like, corner, corner, which is fair enough. You got to do what you got to do. I don't want to, but
guys, imagine having your phobia with you all the time. That's what having...
Do you know what? It's really... We'll talk about it more on the podcast. It's actually... I thought, no, Toby, that's mean. That's wrong. Because you basically had said to me that, Toby, you know how you feel when you get on a really up somewhere high?
Yeah.
You said
so
that's how
imagine sleeping in that.
Right.
Imagine, so we had a cable car near us. Imagine sleeping in the cable car.
We had a friend who I went to his house sort of party thing, and he lived close to the XL, and he was living in a high rise, and he was like 20 floors up, and I went out onto the balcony and looked down, and it made me feel like I just couldn't be on the balcony. I wanted to get further and further into the house. So I just wanted to get down in the lift as soon as possible. And you had specifically told me, Toby, that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
And yet my response, very rudely, was. Oh, it's Smiler.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like,
I said
that's not the point.
Because I'm like, I think this was how Toby will empathize finally.
Yeah.
And then
I didn't anyway, so I'm sorry, because now I am going to, but like, I think I wonder why that is, I don't know, not hard, but like why'd you have to tell me twice, you know? Like, I'll have a think about that. I'm sorry though.
Like, I can't possibly fathom what it is for you to sleep in a cable car, because if I were to, I'd be fine. Mm-hmm. But it's literally the same exact thing.
Yeah. It's, I know. Yeah.
Except that it can constantly come back.
Yeah.
You can kill one spider, there's going to be another spider in the corner in the next day.
Yeah.
Especially when you guys open the windows so much and you guys live in the middle of like a rural
area. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm melting a little bit.
Yep, it's hot. Again, no AC. That's why they open the windows, and that's why there are spiders.
That's how that happens. With that in mind, I think that it feels like a good place to... If you want to hear more about the phobias, though, make sure you're subscribed to the Calm Mind Podcast, because we're going to be doing our next episode. We will talk specifically about this. We're actually going to probably record it in a couple
We'll talk
days.
about our actual trip to Worlds and what we did what we're going to do this week, and then the phobias.
Yeah, so that'll be a more complete podcast. We're sorry that sort of today didn't go quite as planned, but hopefully this bit of extra content this week is something fun and nice and different, and it's genuinely lovely to just have you here in the same space as me. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have YouTuber friends here often, to be honest. So.
Yeah, I love streaming with other people. It's so cool. I wish I did it often.
Well, with that then, we're going to head off. So, take care, everyone, and thank you for